Yeah, homes on houses and roofs torn off is really the two big things here in this community and in other neighborhoods we've been in too. It's interesting to see this kind of path that these tornadoes have taken. Take a look at this. The owner of this home here tells me that a tree fell on the shed. Thankfully, everyone was okay. No one was in the shed in the back, but there is significant damage. And then a smaller tree fell on the front of her home. Not a good situation here, but thankfully, this tree here is probably going to be easier to get off of the home than the shed here. And then I'm going to have photographer Caleb kind of walk with me here. A lot of damage back here. These are big, heavy trees that were either snapped at kind of a breaking point or were just completely uprooted. Take a look at this house behind the home with the damaged shed now. This homeowner here tells me that this tree is so enormous that it spans from the front of her house to the back of her house. So her home is just completely crushed. So she needs, essentially a brand new home. She needs to they need to repair this. Not only that, but she says there's a lot of damage inside her home because there's also some flooding here. So this is just a mangled mess. On top of that, we're dealing with downed power lines. There's like sheet metal wrapped in some of these power lines as well. Caleb, can you do me a favor and turn to this house here? Now, this is what we're seeing not only here, but also over on the Evelyn Avenue. A lot of roofs just completely torn off with that wind. I spoke with this homeowner earlier, asked him, talk to me, walk me through the early hours of the morning. This happened around 2:45 this morning. He says he heard that loud tornado sound, the rushing and whooping of the wind. All of a sudden, his roof flew off and all of a sudden his kitchen was outside. He looked up and he saw the sky, and immediately, though, a lot of these residents have kind of jumped into starting to take the debris out, bring them to the curbs. We've seen some neighbors come in and help. Actually, someone told us, "We're watching you on TV. I realized that my friend's home was damaged and I came over to try and help and see if she's okay." So the good thing in all of this is there is a silver lining, is that we've seen so much community today. Although people are devastated, their homes are ruined, people are safe, which is very important, and community has shown up for each other. Earlier, I was in Bayou Cane. Those streets over there are flooded. A lot of neighbors and residents there are elderly. I'm told that they've been living there for decades at this point. And they're checking on each other, which is good. They're making sure they have supplies and making sure if they need water or anything, if they need to get out of their house. So we've seen a lot of community today. This is going to take a long time to rebuild, though. So they're starting to chip at it, but it's going to take a while. So we're waiting for we're waiting for some insurance to come back with assessments and things like that for landlords to come in and really assess the damage and see what those timelines are like. Just to paint one more picture of how severe and strong this tornado was, at this house over here, they have a truck in the front yard, and the homeowner told me that the truck was on one side of the lot, and the tornado pushed it and crushed it into a pole and a tree. That truck is completely damaged now. So very strong storms that came through and kind of hugged some of these neighborhoods and some of these houses, and you can truly just see the path that the storm took. So again, thankfully everyone is safe, but a long road to recovery. Katie.
Yeah, Alyssa, unfortunately, people have done this way too many times, especially down in Houma after Hurricane Ida. The good news is they know what to do, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I spoke with someone over on Evelyn Avenue, and she, said that exact sentiment. She said they had a similar tornado back in 2000 that did some similar damage. And then they had Hurricane Ida. She was very frustrated, and she said, "I just finished some repairs on my house from Hurricane Ida. The front window and the front panel of her house was completely torn off. Her home was flooded." So she is frustrated that now they have to go through. Thankfully, her home doesn't have as much damage as Hurricane Ida and thankfully some of her neighbors. But she said, you know, we have to go through this again, but we live in Southeast Louisiana. We know what this is like. We've done this time and time again, and we're resilient. We're going to do it again if we have to. We love this community, and this is just what we do as residents.
Yeah, and they all band together, and it really is quite something to see,
Yeah.
you know. Thanks so much for that reporting, Alyssa. We'll check back in with you in a little while.